This is a demonstration of Quiz 3.0, a successor to and complete redesign of, but not reconceptualization, of Quiz 2.0, the successor to Quiz, a site I made after discovering that Quizlet had effectively become a paid service. I was taking Latin, I needed to study vocabulary, I did not want to pay for Quizlet, I made a thing. This is the successor to that thing that includes all of like 6 lines of the original code. So I didn't just cheat. I'm going to go through the features that you see here. The ones that are grayed out, the 4 at the top, the 1 at the bottom, are features that have not been implemented but will be at some point. That's why they're grayed out, and don't act like buttons. I'm going to mostly go through in order, but start with this column and then do this column, or start whatever. There's a reason for that. It makes sense. Not quite. Anyway, so starting with import set. You import sets. The idea is you copy and paste it from an Excel spreadsheet or something else, Google Sheets, it doesn't matter. You put in the set name, followed by, so that's on the first line, whatever name you want to give the set. And then there will be a column of answers and a column of prompts. So like if you were taking Latin like I was, or taking German like I am now, you would put in, say, the Latin or German word there and the English word there, and it will prompt you with the word in the language you know, English, for me, and you will have to tell it what the word in Latin or German or whatever language that you are studying. It uses for non-languages, whatever. So you enter your data. I'm just going to leave it with the default data because that's easier for demonstration purposes. So you click import and it says, we imported it. Yay. Okay. And it leaves you here just in case you want to import another set, which I am going to do. Just importing a bunch of nearly identical sets to demonstrate some other things later. Just a moment while I do that. I don't actually quite know how many I need. I think I need more than 8 though. So this might be a wee bit of time. I'll do 10. Just there. Okay, so that's 10. Sure, I'll do 11 to demonstrate the other thing. So I'm not going to demonstrate this part. If you hit cancel, it doesn't import the set. It takes you back to the main page without importing it. If you hit save and exit, it will import the set and take you back to the main page. It doesn't give you an alert because you are going back to the main page, so you don't need to be told that something happened, because if you click import and it doesn't give you an alert, it looks like absolutely nothing happened. So now we have a bunch of sets. If we click on practice set, we see we have a bunch of sets. It scrolls. It's very nice. But I don't actually want to practice sets right now because we're not there yet. You can also import a group name. Now we have a bunch of sets. They are not called set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. If I say import, it will tell me they don't exist. The group still exists. If I click OK, it says imported. Everything went fine. It didn't really go fine, but everything went fine. So then I can hit save and exit. It tells me again because it tries to import it again. If I clicked exit, it should have exited. And then we can look at this, and it says, hey, you have this group called group name. And if we click on it, it doesn't freaking work because the sets don't exist. It tries to get the sets. It doesn't work because they don't exist. I'm going to hit save and exit. And I'm actually going to demonstrate the stuff at the bottom now because it doesn't actually have to be done in order. So I'm going to hit delete group. Group name is a useless group because the stuff in it doesn't exist. So it says you can't undo it because you can't. It says the sets in this group will not be deleted. That's because the sets in the groups are separate. You will include sets in a group, but the sets are separate from the groups. So when you delete a group, the sets stick around and you can include them in other groups or not. There are no real sets in this group, so it wouldn't matter either way. So delete. Now if you go to any of these that give you a list, it's empty, so no no group. So similarly, if you go to delete set, I'm going to delete set 10, set name 10. It says, again, are you sure? You can't undo this. It says this will delete the terms within the set as well, because it will. The terms are inside of the set itself, rather than being like attached like the sets are to groups. So if you delete a set, the terms go away as well. So we say delete, yes, because we actually want to do that, and then you go here and no more set 10. Save and exit. So, export all. That exports the entire database with all of your progress. So it stores your progress, your mastery, whether you're confident in flashcard set or terms or whatever. It stores all of your progress. And so you can export it as a tab-separated values file. So you hit export all, and it downloads a file. Because these are removed or missing, because I got rid of them. So that database.tsv is there. That means it's downloaded. I'm not going to bother opening it because it's not very interesting. But then you can go import all and browse. And I'm not actually going to find it because I don't. It's in downloads. So you can get these those are the supported file types. Really, it's just TSVs, but you might have a weird text file. Like you might have saved it as a TXT somehow. So you click on the thing, you hit open, then you hit import, and it imports it, and then you hit save and exit, and it's imported. The way it imports that, if you have a group with the same name, it will overwrite that group. If you have a set with the same name, it will try to merge them. To demonstrate that, I'm going to go over here. We have a set called setName already, but let's say I want to add another thing, so I'm going to put answer 6, and I need to get the tab from 6, and then I hit save and exit, and it complains about this group name. I don't know why it's complaining about that group name, because we deleted the group. I would not have demonstrated the broken thing in my code, except it's incidental to the code, to what I'm demonstrating. I'm going to see about fixing that. So, when I did that, I imported that set. It's hard to demonstrate that it actually did that. Oh no, it's not. So if I say set flashcard, set name, and let's say all everything. So you see 1 out of 6, and there you have this prompt 5, prompt 3, 4, 6. So you have prompt 6, and you flip it over, and it has answer 6. So that's how flashcards work. I guess I'm demonstrating flashcards right now. So you can hit X if you're not confident, and that will tell it that you're not confident, and it will advance to the next term. You can tell it, yes, I am confident, and it'll advance to the next term, and then it'll give you a star if you go back and look at it. You cannot advance past the beginning, because what does that mean? But if you get to the end, you can advance past the end, and it'll just take you back to the beginning. Yeah. And you flip it over, you see, oh, the answer is answer 5, you advance to the next one, it doesn't stay on the answer side, it continues showing the prompt, because that makes sense. Save and exit. So, let's go back to looking at groups. So if I want to actually have this work, so I might want set name 1, there's no space there, set name 2, set name 3, and set name 4 to be in my group. So I say import, and it says, yay, we imported it. And you go, okay. So save and exit. And then we were just looking at set flashcards, but you can look at group flashcards, and we say, yes, that's the group I want to study, because that's the only one. So I'm going to do all sets again. And so you see, now there are 20, because there are 4 sets in this group, and each of them have 5 cards, so 20. And you see this is in set name 4, in the set name 4. So you have prompt 1 in this set. And so if you had multiple sets that had similar terms in them, you wouldn't get confused. They're in random order, so that's weird that it's prompt. That's weird that I'm daft. So you have this prompt 1 in set name 4, and then you have prompt 4 in set name 2. You go through, and you have this prompt 4 in from set name 1 right after that. And then the prompt, I don't know why it did randomly that in that way. But you go through, it works the same way as with the set flashcards, except it's a whole group. Okay. So I was saying something at some point. If you have a set and you change, so if I leave this prompt 5, but I change it to a different answer, let's say I change it to just answer, and I import that, it'll say, oh no, in the set name, the following terms already exist, prompt 5. That means it didn't do anything. So when it tried to import this, it didn't overwrite prompt 5 with what you put in. It kept the old one. So if we say OK, and it says imported, it didn't actually do anything. It did everything that it could. So if we then go to set flashcards and we look at set name 1 and we say all of them, and you look through, there's number 5, and you see that from before we said we were confident in prompt 2, so it still says that. But prompt 5, if you look, it's still answer 5, it's not just answer, because it didn't overwrite it. So if you try to import a set that already exists, it will attempt to merge it. If you try to import a group that already exists, it will overwrite the group. That goes for both these buttons and this button. Practice set. Say you want to practice. It's going to be the same as practice group, except with group you get to practice multiple sets at once, all of the ones that are in the group. So I'm just going to focus on the stuff in this column. Say I want to practice set name. It goes, hey, you have a new term. It's called prompt 5. The answer is answer 5. It's in the set called set name. And I say, I want to practice that. And then it says, again, because there are not very many sets, I need to have me look at a few sets to begin with before it can actually start giving me questions about them. So I say, okay, now there's answer 3, but let's say I'm confident in answer 3. That means it won't give me very many questions about answer 3 because I already feel like I know answer 3, or prompt, whatever it is. Let's say I don't know that one, or that one, or that one, and so now it's found enough and randomly decided to give me a multiple choice question. So prompt 1, I know that's answer 1 because I made a very simple set. And it says, yay, you are correct. And then, oh, it's giving me matching. This is a different question type that it can give you. When it gives you matching, if you're practicing a group, all of the terms will be from the same set. So this thing up here that it says in set name, that will be accurate. Whereas otherwise, like with the multiple choice, if you're practicing multiple sets, you're practicing a whole group, the wrong answers might be from a different set. So I know that answer 1 goes with prompt 1, so you click like that, and then they disappear. Let's say I'm daft, and I don't know that answer 4 goes with prompt 4, and so I click that it goes with prompt 3. It'll stay there, and it will make it so that I have not mastered those as much. If I get it right, I've mastered it more. If I get it wrong, I mastered it less. So then I say, oh, I'm an idiot. I know answer 4 goes with prompt 4, but then I'm like, ooh, I'm not actually that confident. I can click it again, and it unselects. You can also start by selecting the prompts. But then I'm like, okay, so then also if I click there, it'll click there. But if I click a different one here, it'll in the same category. If I have a prompt selected, I click another prompt, it'll keep it'll just reselect that and not ding me because obviously I'm not trying to match a prompt with a prompt. That doesn't make any sense. So now I'm not going to stop being daft, and I say, okay, yes, I know prompt 3 goes with my answer 3 and answer goes with that. Okay. Let's say I want to, just for demonstration purposes, obviously prompt 4 goes with answer 4, but let's say I get it wrong. It says, you got it wrong, you said this, the correct answer is this. At some point it'll give me some other types of questions. I don't know when it'll do that. If it doesn't do it pretty soon. Oh, so finally we get to see the last term in the set. We've only been looking at 5 of the 6 terms in the set, but here is the last one. So let's say I'll practice that. To there. So now we get another question type, true, false. These tend to show up when you are doing worse on a term, but they can show up at any time, I think. I can't remember exactly what the probabilities are. So prompt 6 goes to answer 4. No, it does not. I'm pretty sure prompt 6 does not go to answer 4, so I'm going to say false. Yay, I was correct. Of course, if you got it wrong, it would say, no, you are wrong. This is what the correct answer is. Just like over here, you get it wrong. It says you said answer 3. The correct answer is answer 5. It would say you said false. The correct answer was true or whatever. So that is how practicing works. Practice group is, again, basically the same, except it's a whole group, multiple sets at one time. So I have demonstrated pretty much everything there. There's a few other things regarding importing to demonstrate, or to some other features, like if your set does not have enough terms, so it doesn't have 4 terms or 3, if it doesn't have 3 terms with which to do the matching, you can't do the matching because it isn't there. Like there's no sets to do the matching with, and so you can't. And it'll give you a pop-up saying you don't have enough terms in this set. There's also, in addition to that, a few other, or 2 other question types that we did not get to see. I have to change some stuff in the code to force it to give that to me. So I just did that, and so now we're over here, and I enabled the character entry question type. So if I go to practice set name, now it's giving me character entry. So it says prompt 2, what does it go to? It gives you this little cursory thing. It's actually just a vertical pipe. So I know that it goes to answer 2, but if I don't know that, so I said A. But let's say I don't know that the next thing is an N. So let's say it's a 6, which doesn't make any sense. It makes it red. Let's say I think it's a 3. It also makes no sense, but it makes it red. And these characters are only characters that come from the set or from the group that you're practicing. So it'll never give you letters that are just like weird characters. So then let's say, okay, I know what it is now. I figured it out. It's an N, so it'll go on. Every time you make a wrong guess, it'll deduct a tiny amount of points, or a tiny amount of mastery. And every time you get it right, it will make you a tiny bit more mastered throughout the course of the entire question. If you get them all right, it'll make you significantly more mastered for that term. So let's keep going. And there's the R. And then the space exists. It's a thing. So answer. And again, like I get it wrong. Oh no, it's not answer 5. It's not answer 6. It's answer 2. So there we go. So that's character entry. Save and exit. And then the last kind of question, this you will get when you are the most mastered. So you get first you get the multiple choice, then you'll get the matching, and the multiple choice, like they overlap significantly. If you do poorly, you'll get more true false. Once you've done reasonably well, you'll start really getting the character entry, and after that you will get the text entry. So let's practice this, and it's just a text box. So I don't know why it gave me prompt 2 again. Answer 2, probably because I'm the least mastered. So the more mastered that a term is, the less often it'll give it to you. So because it started showing me prompt 2 so late, I'm less mastered in it, so it shows it to me more. So I typed answer 2. I say submit. It says correct. You said answer 2. Let's say I say asked for prompt 1. That's wrong, obviously. I hit submit. It says, no, you are wrong. You said asked if the correct answer is answer 1. I think that is all of the features that are implemented thus far. There was one bug. I don't know what the deal is with that bug. I would not have demonstrated it, but it showed up. It's not like I demonstrated a feature that wasn't implemented. Anyway. So that's my thing. Thank you. The save and exit button is not going to stop the recording.